Hey everyone, it's Nikki. Welcome back. Let's jump right into the DIYs. If you haven't had a chance to check out Redesign's new fall release yet, I really encourage you to pop over to their site. We are spoiled for choice this season. There are so many beautiful designs to work with. This white resin is perfect. It cures in 10 minutes flat. I can keep moving with my projects. It doesn't slow me down at all. I also have it in the color black. I do have the clear one, but that takes 24 hours to cure. And you'll want to see the next project because I do use the clear resin. For those who haven't used resin before, I thought I'd just leave this part in here just so you can see how easy it is and how fast it cures. And so you can also see how beautiful these castings are. They're absolutely beautiful. I'll be sharing a lot of these as the season progresses. For this first project, I'm starting with a wood round from my stash. You can find these pretty much anywhere: Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Amazon, and even sometimes thrift stores. I'm going to give mine 2 coats of paint Kurz farmhouse linen to start, and then I'm going to set that off to the side. While that's drying, I'm moving right onto the frame and painting it the color Eden by DIY. This one is one of their new fall colors, and I have a feeling it's going to be super popular this season, so definitely grab it while you can. I have some ideas for projects, and I don't want to do a whole lot of Christmas at this point, but because I got the new molds, I wanted to try them out. And right now, my focus is fall and also some dark academia DIYs. So keep an eye out for those. I'm not entirely sure where I got this napkin, but I'm going to start off by removing the back ply. This one didn't give me any trouble, and that's always a plus because sometimes it's really hard to remove the backing. Once I figure out placement, I'm going to go in with my water pen, and that's going to give a nice organic, softer edge. And you could also use a paintbrush for this. You don't necessarily need to use a water pen. These were gifted to me. To apply it, I'm going to use DIY's liquid patina. This works as both a medium and a sealer. I'm going to work in sections to place this because once a napkin is down, it's not going to come back up. And if you try, it's most definitely going to tear on you. To smooth it out and make sure I get rid of most of the wrinkles, I'm going to use some plastic wrap. I don't know why it took me so long to start using it. I've seen a gazillion tutorials where people use it, and it really does work like a charm. So just gently go over it with the cling wrap and it will smooth right out for you. I like to do a lot of decoupaging, and I was just curious where a lot of you go for your rice paper. I bought some plain rice paper on Amazon, and I just started printing a lot of stuff off Etsy, and I really like the prints. But if anyone can tell me some places to go to get some really nice images, I would really appreciate that. I think it's kind of expensive to buy rice paper that's all prepared, but I mean, you're not going to find those images everywhere. And I noticed Etsy has some really good deals. So let me know who you use, and that would be so helpful. For the little bit of napkin that's hanging over the edges, I'm just using my little torch. I love this thing, it's awesome. And since I needed a clean white background for my polar bear image, the farmhouse linen worked perfectly, but I framed it out with that Eden green so it ties in nicely with the frame. I absolutely love this project, and I can't wait to hear what you guys think about this one. The last few days have very much felt like fall around here. It's crazy how fast time goes by. I absolutely love fall. It's one of my favorite seasons along with spring. I do love spring. And I've told you guys before, for those who've been around, how much I don't like summer. It's just too hot for me and I don't like the heat. But I also don't like to see it go by so quickly. I mean, in New England, our summers seem very short. I wanted to incorporate some gold, and at first I went in with Paint Jacar's bronze metallic paint, but I wanted something a little more bold. So I'm gonna add um, rub and buff for the frame, just using my finger. In this step, you can totally swap out the color or just negate altogether. A creamy white would actually look quite nice. At first, I started to use the paintbrush, but I prefer to put rub and buff on with my finger, hence the name rub and buff. I think it's meant to be applied with your finger. There was a time when I would not use gold for anything, and now I look for reasons to use it. To adhere this to my wooden round, I'm using some Aleene's tacky glue with a little bit of hot glue to hold it while the glue dries. And then for the little bit of glue that leaks out, I'm taking that same paintbrush and just smoothing it out so it kind of blends in. You don't even know it's there. And then I'm also going to use more of the rub and buff along the sides. And I'm just using a paintbrush for this part. I think this ties it in quite well. I really like how this looks. I decided to go over it with more liquid patina because I wanted to add on this really pretty sheer frost glitter by Paint Couture. This is a really pretty glitter. I'm drilling two holes, one in the bottom and one at the top, so they're directly across from each other and aligned. I got two wooden dowels. They're both different sizes. This one's bigger because that's going to run through the bottom. These wooden rounds I got at Goodwill. They already had a hole in them. And this is DIY's paint in the color Marquee. And this one is new this one is new this year as well. There, I got that out. I'm taking this spindle I got on Temu and painting the whole thing, and then I'm going to go over it with a little bit of burnt umber by Apple Barrel. And that's what I painted the round that's going to go on the bottom. I hate that I have such trouble with words and the stutter. I'm so insecure about it, guys. This set I got on Amazon, it's by Fiskars, and it has a whole bunch of cutting tools in it. I can link that down below. It's very helpful, and if you need to cut foam, it works like a charm. So the spindle's going to go on the top, and I can't just glue it directly on top because it's not going to stay. So I need to drill a hole in the spindle as well. That way my skewer stick can just go right up through it. And it's just a skewer stick that you use for kebabs. And then I don't need to have it real long. So I cut most of it off because I'm going to end up putting wood glue in the hole, and then I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue just along the outer side to hold it in place until that wood glue dries. For the bottom dowel, I sharpened one end with my pencil sharpener, and then I used my miter shears to cut off about half. I couldn't use hot glue with wood glue since they would have just canceled each other out. So instead, to keep the dowel from slipping down through the base, I just added a bit of masking tape at the bottom until the wood glue dried. And that completes this project. You guys will have to let me know what you think about this one. It was a lot of fun. I think this could stay out all winter long, and I'm really excited to use more of Redesign's new release. And IOD is coming right up in another 6 days from today. Or should I say from this day? Because you could be watching this like a year from now or 5 years from now. But let me know what you think about this one in the comments. Okay, on to our second and final DIY. For this one, I'm using another mold from Redesign. This one is our baubles mold, if I'm saying that right, along with these really pretty water transfers I picked up. These are so much fun. You guys, I'm telling you, if you haven't tried them, you have to. Funny story though, my husband opened the package and tore about 2 inches right down the center of one of the designs. I was so mad at him for that, but it was his birthday, so I just left it alone. Choose your battles. He felt really bad about it, so I I didn't want to add to it. I'm using a pencil to leave a light imprint so I know exactly where to cut. Since the transfer had a rip, I'm just adding a little bit of painter's tape just to hold it in place while I work. And so I just sprayed a little bit of water. I mean, I didn't know how much to apply. I just sprayed it. And then I set the inlay right on top. Then I add a little more water. And I didn't order the tools that came with it. I don't even know exactly what they use, but I used this squeegee that came with some of my mesh transfers on Amazon. I just burnished that down a little bit, and then I just used a wet rag to blot it a little bit. And I'm sorry that rag looks awful, but I don't use baby wipes. I don't like wasting and adding extra waste to our planet when I can just wash these. See how nicely that pulled off? And then I just dabbed it a little bit. Now, this is quite similar to one of Redesign's shorts that they made, I think, last week. But I wanted mine to give the illusion like it was embedded in the resin. So I put mine on the bottom instead of the top. And then I went over it with liquid patina. And then I went in with Paint Couture's bronze metallic paint. And I did do 2 coats off camera. And then for the bow, I end up using Paint Couture's sky blue metallic paint. I'm sorry, guys. I don't want to waste your time watching me paint. So I do skip over a lot of this. I I was so afraid that I was going to get the metallic paint on the image itself. So I went back over it with liquid patina because that gives me the freedom to mess up. And then for the top of the ornament, I just used some more bronze metallic paint. And I didn't realize there was like a little bit of greenery, what would resemble greenery. So I used the color Eden by DIY and colored those in, and then used more of the color Marquee by DIY for the sweet little berries, and then went around the sides using some more of that bronze metallic paint. And this is what this came out like. It's absolutely beautiful. And I thought I'd show you the other few that I made. For this one, I used more of that sky blue metallic paint. I went over it to bring out the highlights with the color pewter and added a gem to the center. And then this one I used black pearl metallic paint. These are all by Paint Checker. And I added a little bit of Krylon's glitter shimmer. And then this one is purple moon metallic paint with a little bit of the color pewter. I think these are absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to hear what you guys think of these. These projects came together with such fun details, and I truly hope you enjoyed spending this time with me. If you did, I'd be so thankful if you gave this video a like and left me a comment down below. I always read them, and your words do mean so much to me. And if you're new here, I'd love you to subscribe and join our little creative corner and help me reach that goal of 1,000 subscribers. I really want to keep doing this. I want this space to feel warm and welcoming and inspiring. So, thanks so much again for spending time with me today. Until the next one, guys. Bye.